Hey guys, and welcome back to the PurrpleCat channel. Here are today's shoutouts. If you'd like a shoutout, just be sure to comment #PurrpleCat channel and turn on all your notifications, and you can be randomly selected to get a shoutout. So without further ado, let's just get on into this video. Okay, some things to get out of the way first. I'm not using my normal mic to record because that makes CapCut really laggy, and it just messes up the entire video formatting. So I hope this will suffice. I really hope my voice doesn't sound weird in this thing. So yeah, you're just gonna have to deal with like headphone me instead of microphone me. So today I am trying my OCs in like trading cards. I was originally gonna do them in playing cards, but I need to plan a little bit more for playing cards, and I need more like thought out versions of their designs for playing cards. So I think trading cards is just what I'm gonna have to stick with right now. So the OCs that I'm drawing are from the story that I'm currently writing, drafting, I guess just working on. It is 3 out of the 5, and the reason that I didn't draw all 5 was 1, I would have way too much footage, and 2, the last 2 that I haven't drawn, their designs are not planned out at all. So yeah, we're gonna have to stick with these 3. So I am starting with cutting out the trading cards. This paper is a lot thinner than the paper I normally use, but I didn't want to cut paper directly out of my sketchbook. So I cut some thicker paper. It wasn't exactly printer paper, which was good, but I definitely managed to get some marker on my desk, so that was a problem after a while. So the first OC I'm starting with is Vinette. Vinette is the main character, I guess you could say. Out of the 5 main characters, she should be the protagonist, I guess. She is an Allura, which is basically a witch, and she is, like, she can control the sky, basically. She has sky magic. So, I feel like all these characters have titles, so out of, her, like, all these, Vinette is the Sky Witch. That is her title, I guess you could say. It'll make more sense when I, like, show you the other characters. But yeah, this is Vinette. Said that already. So I started off with sketching as always. I did a rough sketch and then I erased it a little bit and cleaned it up again with the same pencil, just so it's easier for me to do line art and I don't mess up as much stuff. Technical wise, like with skill wise, I guess, Vinette's card was the hardest, but that's probably because she has the most like she's the most thought out, she has the most like planned color scheme, and her design is probably the most complicated out of the ones that I have nailed down. Like I have said many times before in the past, I want to do an all about my OCs video, but that'll require a lot of planning and I want to do it with a larger audience. So yeah, I guess that'll just have to wait. But for like basic descriptions of her, let me just put some stuff on screen. She is 16, an ambivert. She is an Aries. She is really like pretty much a monster in battle, but she in general is very caring and sweet towards her friends. She is stubborn and impatient and all around your average main character. Well, not really average, but she has that main character energy that I would assume a lot of main characters have. If you can't tell, her main color is purple, just because, well, it has a deeper meaning to it, but I'm not going to get into that now. That's a little bit of spoiler territory and I don't feel like exposing it. In this particular, like, illustration of her, she is wearing a Sakura, which is, in this world, a very, like, only society's elite wear them, and the reason she got to wear them was, pretty complicated. It also includes, like, a hood kind of thing, but I didn't include it because this drawing was full of tangents, like her hair combining with, like, the actual outfit. There was, like, really complicated to do. Not to mention the highlights made everything harder because I'm horrible at placing highlights. After I finished like the main, like, you know, the character, I decided to add some details, so I put like her main color as her like background, and then I added some cute details to the card itself and some more highlights. And after that I just added a big border in purple but like a darker color for contrast, and the first card was done. On to card number 2. This is the next character that I'm drawing. Her name is Kiri. Kiri is, like, her title is the soldier. So she's kind of employed by the main government in this world right now. And yeah, I can't really give too much away. Her design is the second most thought out other than Vanette's, but her, like, card itself I thought turned out the best because it was, like, clean. Like, I knew exactly where I wanted things to go, and my liner was easy enough for me to color, and it was just, like, a very easy process. For some information about her, she is 16, an introvert, one of the best soldiers in this army's ranks. She is a prodigy soldier. She can basically pulverize you in a fight, like, no matter what. She can get really irritated with, like, dumb people, basically, because she's pretty, like, logical, and she's, like, the plan maker and everything. She is also pretty sarcastic. She's deathly loyal to the people she cares about, which is no one at the start of the story because she kind of hates people. And yeah, that's basically the most I can give you about her. Ooh, she also has a spear. I don't know why. I just, like, well, I do know why, but I wanted to include, like, I knew how Vanette had magic in her card, so I wanted to include, like, a weapon for Kiri, and I know that she uses a spear, so I gave her a spear, and it honestly turned out a lot better than I had thought. I draw the spear sometimes in my sketchbook, and it never turns out right, but this was, like, perfect, so I definitely want to use it as a model for her spear later on. So, like Vanette's card, I did the sketch, and then I made a more refined sketch, and then I erased that, and started doing line art. The line art for this specific card was the easiest time, and then I had to start choosing the colors. I have never colored Kiri, though, so this was, like, a problem. I liked most of the choices that I made regarding color. I didn't like the dark blue shorts, so I'm going to be changing that later on. I was really, really happy with her skin and hair color because, like, this is exactly how I imagined it. Her hair may be, like, a little lighter, but this was, like, super close to how I imagined it, so I was pretty happy with that. If you can't tell already, her main color is red. It's also her favorite color, but that's just the main color in her color scheme. It's, like, red and gray, so I used red for all the accents that I could, especially on the spear. The spear is, like, if you can't tell, I really enjoyed drawing the spear. After I had basically finished coloring her, I decided to, like, line over the words, like her name and her title, which is, like, the soldier. And then I started adding highlights. Again, I'm terrible at highlights. I really need to, like, start learning where to put them because the highlights definitely didn't aid the drawing too much. I really liked the color I chose for her background and for, like, adding details, and then I added, like, the darkest red I could find for the, like, box, I guess, around the entire card. After the highlights, I had finished with the second card. And finally, onto the last card, which is Nyx. Nyx is probably one of my favorite characters. Okay, that's kind of mean because I love all my characters to death, but Nyx, they're just special. So their title is the Spy. So they're a spy employed by not really the government, but a gang that kind of resides in the city, and they look for general information for magic in their universe. They have a dramatic flair, they're super extra, and generally pretty, like, cocky and not arrogant, but pretty cocky, and they love their friends. They are also an extrovert. It's pretty funny because, you know, spies are supposed to be, like, quiet and everything, and in general, Nyx is a pretty good spy, but, like, also not regarding, like, their spy life. They're pretty, like, extra dramatic, actor-like personality, so I thought that was kind of funny. Their weapon of choice are knives and throwing stars, but they have a lot of ceremonial knives, so I decided to draw their favorite one on the side. The thing that went wrong with this card is that their design is pretty simple, but their color scheme is not. Their color scheme consists of greens, blacks, and grays, except I don't have that much, like, differentiation in those colors with the markers that I have, so their design looks so much better in digital art, but here it just looks really, like, it doesn't have any contrast, and it was really, really ugly. So this is my least favorite card because of that reason, which is really sad because I love Nyx so much. I really like the skin and hair color again. I didn't have a dark enough like brown / black color to really make the hair as like how I imagine it to be, so this will just have to do. I also tried to add a green tint to it because in general it's kind of green, but it just ended up making the hair look really green, so I added like dark green accents to their coat, and like that's how I pictured it. Their coat is also supposed to be two-toned. It's supposed to be like a really dark gray and then like an even darker gray close to black, but this kind of didn't work, especially with the bodysuit that they have. But anyway, I enjoyed making this card at least. It was really fun, and I enjoyed making the sets of cards in general. Again, I can't do highlights, so this ended up looking like really, really weird, but the highlights did help the coat look at least decent, so I was pretty happy with them. And here are the final cards. I definitely want to do more of these in the future with my other SCs, so look out for that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!